Hi, I'm Jesse. Thanks for watching JL's Comics. Today we're talking about Black Widow, a movie coming up for Phase 4 of Marvel's MCU slate of movies. First thing I want to mention is that this video is potentially going to contain some spoilers for the movies. If you don't want to know anything about the film, put this in your watch later folder and come back to it in a year or two. If you don't mind the spoilers, let's jump right into the details. So now that the Black Widow movie has begun principal photography under the production name Blue Bayou, it's about a month into filming actually, much more information about the movie has been coming to light. Blue Bayou was reported as the production title by Production Weekly all the way back in February of 2019. Production quietly got underway in Norway before moving to Budapest, Hungary, and will last through various sets including Pinewood Studios until about October, when filming will then move really soon thereafter towards The Eternals, which will be a movie towards the end of 2020 as a release date. We've had a rough idea via rumors of the who, what, wheres that this movie would encompass, but now taking a look at some of the set photos and leaked images, our suspicions are all but confirmed. On the afternoon of Tuesday, May 28th, a private plane came in low over the waters of the Norwegian Sea and landed at a small airport on Vigra. It's an island. A ferry shuttled a group of people to a small waterfront town of Sabo on the west coast of Norway. People actually thought it was for James Bond. Daniel Craig had injured himself, so that was on hold. It was not for James Bond. And that's when we saw the name Blue Bayou. And shots of Scarlett Johansson surfaced in the sleepy little town. And it was Scarlett's plane, actually, that landed in Vigra. Some reports out of Norway suggest that this little coastal village is meant to be Black Widow's childhood town, home of the Romanoff family. In one set of photos from early in the third week of June 2019, we see stunt doubles for Scarlett Johansson and Florence Pugh on a motorcycle. I'm not sure about Florence, but Scarlett has been using Heidi Moneymaker as her stunt double on Marvel films since 2009, so this is most likely her here as well. This was filming in Budapest, a city long referenced in the MCU by Black Widow and Hawkeye, and even once by Nick Fury. The motorcycle is very similar to one she's used in previous films, which is a late model Harley-Davidson. Based on this model alone, we can extrapolate some data, namely the time period. While there may be flashbacks to a Cold War era Soviet Red Room training female assassins and covert operatives, this scene definitely takes place post 2015, but that also means that this is also a prequel movie too, if you will, in that it doesn't take place after the 5-year time jump, after Endgame like Far From Home does. I'd put it probably somewhere after either Winter Soldier or Civil War. Kevin Feige himself compared this film to the TV show Better Call Saul, not in its plot or tone, but in the fact that it's the best representation of a prequel having taken place before the events of Breaking Bad. The other rumor is that this takes place around 2005-2006. There was a synopsis that came out that said a standalone film will find Romanoff living in the United States 15 years after the fall of the Soviet Union. That would place it in a time when she potentially links up with S.H.I.E.L.D. in the US and is placed as Natalie Rushman in the employ of Tony Stark in 2010's Iron Man 2. But let's get back to Florence Pugh for a minute. This box here confirms Yelena in the film. It's a dummy box. You can see it clearly labeled with her name. In comic books, Yelena Belova is another Black Widow, having debuted in the late 90s and actually comes to blows with Natasha on more than one occasion, but it seems like here they're, at least when they meet, somewhat of friends. But with Natasha dead, as of Avengers Endgame, there's talk that this new class, this new or next Avengers, might include Yelena as their Black Widow. So she's one to keep an eye on going forward. And then we have this blue and white clad, APC driving, vile looking character, also shot in Budapest. To me, it does look like a certain version of Taskmaster with his hood down. This is where you can cue all the big bad Beetleborgs, Lord Zed, Darkhawk jokes. I've heard a lot of them today, but let's add some context to this. In March, the hashtag show reported a casting description as either a Black British or African actor, 30 to 45, to portray a tough, dangerous, and mysterious villain. That description eliminates most Russian villains, but does certainly keep Taskmaster on the table, and now, coupled with these images, all but confirms his presence. In May 2019, it was reported that Andre Holland was cast for the role. So, does Black Widow need to rescue a young Yelena from the clutches of Taskmaster and his evil handlers? The thing about Taskmaster is that he was once part of a team I keep talking about, a team called Thunderbolts. Tony Masters, Taskmaster, has photographic reflexes and memory and is able to learn basically anything after seeing it just once. It's why he has a replica of Captain America's shield and Hawkeye's bow and arrow. It's this movie where he first encounters Hawkeye in Budapest and picks up his skills. Also, check out my video on the Disney Plus shows. Taskmaster trained John Walker to become Captain America for a while, so there's very interesting timing here. Taskmaster's real name is Tony, so if we see reference to Tony going forward for the film, it might not necessarily refer to a dead Iron Man, but to Taskmaster. Just speculation, but definitely something to think about. They could make it something like work release once Taskmaster's captured and imprisoned on the raft. Also, as a bonus, we have a rough look at the logo for the film. It obviously doesn't tell us much, but it's a fun bit of information, and we're happy to take anything during this MCU info drought that we're in until SDCC and D23 arrive very soon. With the film shooting, with a few months of post and reshoots afterwards, this film should be ready for early 2020, May actually, release date, making it one of the first movies of Marvel's MCU phase forward. It is directed by Kate Shortland. Other casts we haven't seen but are confirmed are David Harbour, Rachel Weisz, Ray Winstone, OT. So as of the end of June 2019, that's everything that we know so far about the 2020 Marvel film Black Widow, which, with it all put together, is surprisingly quite a bit of info. If you like videos like this, don't forget to hit the like button, and if you're interested and haven't already done so, subscribe so you don't miss all of our upcoming content. We upload comic book, superhero, movie, anime videos every week along with a live show. I'm Jesse, this is JLS Comics, and I'll see you soon.